When we look at this system itself, I'm talking about the one that Obama claims to be protecting. Every time a drone missile murders somebody in Pakistan or in Afghanistan or someplace else or Northern Africa, this system came into being not because of the genius of white people. And this is necessary to say because a narrative has been created at the expense of everybody else, including the expense of white people who have come to believe this nonsense, at least on the surface. I say it's surface because every time white people look in the mirror, they see themselves. They know they're not all that. But a narrative has been created that this perfect world, this magnificent world, this shining city on the hill has something that has been ushered forth because of the goodness of white people, because of the Christianity and civilization of white people, and the deficit of both those things by Africans and everybody else on the planet Earth. It is nonsense, and it is horrible. It is horrible not because of what it imposes on Africa and African people. To have an entire population, to have an entire 1.5 billion people on the planet Earth who have been defined as non-entity, as bestial, and who have been brutalized in such a fashion that many have come to believe that we are exactly what the oppressor has said we are. Comrade Penny Hess was quoting to you about the brutality that's described in the book by Baptist. It's a new and important book, but the book is not an accident in the sense that there's a crisis in this social system that none of the explanations that have been offered in the past are satisfying. None of the explanations that are being put forth can serve to satisfy anybody. It doesn't work anymore. And increasingly, what we find is more and more forces are having to face a reality. And every living white person on the planet Earth owes his or her existence to the brutality that has been imposed on Africa, African people, and other people around the world. That's just the way it is. The question that's before all of us is whether or not we'll be able to stand on the right side of history. We say that we are living now at a time of an uneasy equilibrium. We are living where there's a magnificent contest that's happening between the past and the future. The past is that past of slavery and colonialism that shaped and defined the reality that we are living with now. That's the past. That's over. You might as well face it. It's gone. That's the past. The future is the future of free people on the planet Earth. That's what everybody is fighting for. Obama says that they're killing ISIS. They were bombing ISIS. Well, if it's not ISIS, then it's Islamic State. If it's not Islamic State, it's ISIL. If it's not ISIL, we're bombing somebody. But when you look at it, when it's Taliban, Al-Qaeda, ISIS, ISIL, Islamic State, what they're bombing is Arabs. It's Arabs that they're murdering. They just give it this name for the time being. They call it a terrorist, they call it ISIL, they call it IS. But what you find is that it was America and Europe that went there, created the existing borders there, stole the land, stole the oil, imposed dictatorships on the lives of the people who want to be free. And if white people want to be free, how is it so damn hard to understand that everybody else wants to be free too? Why should that be so hard to understand? Obama is killing Arabs. And he's killing Arabs because some time ago, Europe began an aggression there first. They call it a holy war. Remember that? The holy war, the crusades. They were looking for, what was it they said they were looking for? Anybody remember? They're looking for the Holy Grail. They didn't seem to find the grail, but they found plenty of loot there. The struggle that's happening today, the reason you have what they call Islamic fundamentalists is because they were attacked by Christian fundamentalists. Because Christian fundamentalists years and years and years and years ago invaded and ripped them off and created the existing borders and conditions of existence people suffer from today. But then, it was a looting expedition under religious banner. Much of that's happening today. Under religious banner. It's hardly subtle. Islamic fundamentalists and what have you. And then, as though somehow people just grew up and say, hate white people, hate white people. That's why I have a real struggle with a lot of black nationalists. Because sometimes they go and make up stuff on white people. Which is extraordinarily redundant, to say the least. I mean, they make up. You don't have to. There's a history of murder and bloodshed that spans the globe.